Ha! We're back! Oh, wait, it's been a while, hasn't it? Well, we've reached capacity, and the Single Dad's Guide to Fake News is now over. It's all completely over, so no next volume. Oh, wait, that's right. It's fake news time, which means even fake news has to have a little fake news to report. But whoa, this is too much. Too much fake news. I don't really want to make fake news great again, but I do want to make it funny again, because the news is way too negative. I cannot sit idly by while the news makes me want to give up all hope on humanity. Fortunately, or unfortunately, I have not reached this level of nihilism quite yet. Yay. As a result, I am compelled to present to you the next installment of the most amazing news stories ever or never known to man. We at the Guide present to you the Single Dad's Guide to Fake News, Volume 8. 8 is great, so why not get to 8? Or maybe 8 is just good, but I'm happy we've actually reached 8 in the series. It's been a lot of fun so far, so keep those comments coming in and keep telling me all your favorite stories that I should consider to write for this list. And what is this list? It's a good list. It's the best list, because I only write the best lists. However, if you want to know what this list really is, I will tell you what it's not. Makes perfect sense, right? It's not the real news. Exactly. Then again, it's not a bunch of lies either. We find real news and twist it to make the most outrageous headlines or make people foam at the mouth. Possibly both. Hopefully, it doesn't make me foam so much that I destroy my computer with all the drooling. Whatever it may be, it's going to come right at you right now. You've waited a whole week and will not have to wait one moment more. So here we go. Number 1. At GE, we no longer bring good things to life, and we'd better get religion or there will be no release from this slow death. GE, once the bastion of relevance in the country and one of the most powerful corporations in the world, now finds itself on the outs. While being rejected by most of the public, the final nail in the coffin of this once great company happened this week when the Dow Industrial Index informed GE, it's not you, it's just us. Oh wait, it is you, you stink. One of the first 12 companies listed on the Dow Industrial Average, they will be the final original company to leave this great list. They follow the likes of Big Tobacco, Big Sugar, and Big Leather. I had no clue there was even a Big Leather at all, which lasted on the list for decades until falling through the ravages of time, or being broken up because they were monopolies or something like that. We at the Guide suggest if GE wants to get into the Dow's good graces, it finds some kind of religion. I'm not sure which religion works best for GE. Obviously, climate change and Jesus are not going to work. Maybe if they find big money, they will make their way back into the good graces of the Dow. Or maybe they should just go the way of other big companies, because no one likes it when a company gets desperate. Desperation is a bad cologne in both companies and relationships. Au revoir, GE. May your sunset days be glorious. Wait, who are you again? Number 2. Paul McCartney releases singles I Don't Know and Come On To Me. We hope they weren't originally one track. Viagra, anyone? So, one of the last 2 remaining Beatles released another album. Scratch that, 2 A-side singles. Given that A-side came from the record days when they had a B-side, I'm not even exactly sure how 2 A-side singles work. But whatever. McCartney, the 76-year-old almost octogenarian, decided it was a good time to write 2 new singles, as if he were a sprite 21-year-old. No one could question the former Beatle god as he promulgates his latest inspiration, I Don't Know and Come On To Me. Given his recent spate of marital failures, we wonder whether McCartney is waxing on about his dementia with these 2 titles. If McCartney no longer knows, we think it may not be a good idea if anyone actually does take him up on the second song. unless they want to be known for harming the elderly. If it was really just one track, mistakenly put down as 2 songs, then woohoo! Go for it. Just be sure to bring some of those little blue pills. Whatever the case, I think it might be a good idea for McCartney to hang up those spurs and join GE in going off into the sunset gracefully. It's been a hard day's night, after all. Number 3. Take that, Doobie Brothers. Call us the Doobie Country. Eh? The country of Canada has had enough of being the second cousin once removed of the United States. So, aside from voting for curious politicians like Rob Ford, or voting for Miss America wannabes who talk about politics like a Miss America contestant, they couldn't let these United States beat them in this last endeavor. Hence, before all the states could legalize recreational pot, they decided to become the second ever pot country. Whether they actually reached the heights of Spain and Uruguay in pot use may be under question. Regardless, these tokers up there can now enjoy their Doobie Brothers, smoking a doobie and blazing out with their friends. Nothing is better than that, eh? Productivity may go down for a few months out of the year, but what in the world are they doing during the months of November through April anyway? Honestly, now we no longer have to ask. Number 4. When the world is destroyed, it's an ant and not a cockroach that survives. People wondered who was going to survive the next apocalypse. Scientists and researchers have pondered this question out for millennia. They have come to one unanimous conclusion. The cockroach will be the universal survivor among all the species on the planet. Maybe this is why they keep pushing us on eating cockroaches as a food source, as it will be all that we have left when the world is destroyed by one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Global warming, global cooling, climate change, or Weird Al. We are betting on Weird Al, and the Alpocalypse of his, of course. Well, the Marvel Cinematic Universe has decided to weigh in on this debate, and they seem to think an ant will survive it all, or maybe an AntMan, that is. Coming to a theater near you on July 6th, AntMan and the Wasp will return, despite the utter annihilation of the Avengers in the Infinity War. While wizards with mystical powers and magical tree creatures who only speak one sentence perish, an out-of-work former convict with a giganto suit seems to survive. Will he be the hero we all need? Will his daughter convince him that he actually needs a partner? And will Michael Douglas actually outlive his dad? Only time will tell. Check it out this July 6th. Number 5 is the Ark of the Covenant at Stonehenge? Only Steven Spielberg and Indiana Jones know. Well, when we left Sala, it suggested Dr. Indiana Jones, Henry Jones Jr., was digging in the wrong place for the Ark of the Covenant. He might have been mildly off, several thousand miles. How do we know this? Because the summer solstice told us so. Okay, maybe not exactly so. We have found out from scientists that Stonehenge was probably created to maximize the sun on the stone table exactly during the summer solstice. From this, the guide obviously concludes that there must have been a druid map room to the Ark of the Covenant. Or maybe it's Noah's Ark. I'm not sure. It definitely must have been about some ark because map rooms always lead to one. After all, Raiders of the Lost Ark told us so. All we need now is some strange amulet with a jewel in the middle of the center, and we can divine the mysteries of the universe. We reached out to Spielberg for comment, and no comment was given at the time of this post. Number 6. Parents who have children wash their hands before dinner and have their children brush their teeth at night will soon face child abuse charges. Societies and values have changed, more or less, over time. When I was a child, spanking was a common practice. Now it's grounds for a long time in an orange jumpsuit, and your kid taken away from you. Yelling, once considered the norm, is now viewed as the new spanking. Whatever your point of view, as time changes, our views on how we should parent change. This is why we felt it necessary to inform all good parents out there that they must change if they want to fall within acceptable social practice. Stop having your kids brush their teeth and wash their hands. Why, you ask? Wouldn't that be considered child abuse itself? Absolutely not, because scientists have determined that the chemical in toothpaste and hand washing destroy the effectiveness of antibiotics we use to protect our kids. And no one would expect these profit-making companies to change their evil toothpaste-making ways, after all. So it must be the parents who have to change their ways, or face child abuse charges. Just keep that in mind every time you tell your children to brush their teeth. it may wind up with you doing an orange fashion show. Next up, why feeding your kids could be considered abuse. Number 7. Tinder Airplane reaches the skies, bringing airplane service to new lows. Coming to an airplane near you, the greatest in all short-term relationship apps, Tinder Air. Are you sitting in the last row of your airlines with nothing to do? Do all the noisy kids bug you, driving you to distraction? Have you ever seen all the in-flight movies on the airlines at least 15 times, and one more might make you contemplate opening up the airplane emergency door at 20,000 feet? Don't let all of these horrible things get you down. Try Tinder Air. What is Tinder Air, you ask? It's the latest and greatest in all short-term relationship apps. How short-term, you ask? As short as the 3.5-hour flight from LA to St. Louis, and you won't even have to look at them after when you've left the plane. Want to join the Mile High Club, but have never had the courage to ask anyone? Well, try Tinder Air. Just swipe right with another fellow passenger and find yourself in the backseat of an airplane while the rest of the flight crew tries to pretend that you don't exist. Tinder Air, where all your short-term dreams come true. Tinder Air. Good only on flights in cities in Miami, New York, LA, Chicago, and Paris. Tinder Air, coming soon to an airline near you. Number 8. AMC goes Jurassic on MoviePass as they announce their own monthly movie-going bonanza. Looking for something to pass the time away? Not caught up on your movie-going experience in the last year? Finding you are spending too much time on your Netflix binge-watching your life away? Try the new AMC MoviePass. With horrible other companies, also named MoviePass, making deals where you actually have to show ID and not watch more than one film a day, AMC's new movie plan allows you to enjoy your weekly movie allotment all in one day, or you can spread it out 3 films throughout the week. If you actually find 3 films worth watching, that is. No take backsies if they put out Plan 9 from Outer Space and The Postman in the same weekend. For only $19.95 a month, make sure you are the hit of the office as you watch every last movie coming to a theater near you. Get the new AMC Stubbs Theater Pass. Why? Because it's not MoviePass. Number 9. People consider facts things that fit their preconceived notions of the world. Duh. In a shocking study by the bright fellows at the Pew Research Institute, who brought to you the ever-important study about cow farts bringing on the apocalypse, a new shocking discovery has been made. What is the discovery, you might ask? Good question. The amazing discovery is, wait for it, we think facts are things we already believe, and everything else is just fake news. Shocking, right? We at The Guide could have sworn that we actually believe facts and science and research because we absolutely have no axes to grind. No one would ever be blinded by their own biases. As a result of our unscientific survey of one, we challenged the findings of the Pew Research Center and come to the conclusion they must have faulty methodological practices, because the only truth is what we here at The Guide think, which is completely non-biased. In other news, researchers at NASA have come to the conclusion the sun is hot, which brings us to story number 10. Number 10. NASA tells the U.S. we cannot track comets going to destroy the Earth, but trust us anyway. NASA, in a bid to become the most useless government agency, has just informed us they cannot track the meteors and comets in orbit headed directly toward us. While it may cause many to run around in panic, the people of NASA assure us we should trust them, because they have a plan. And what is this plan, you might ask? The plan is so top secret and hush-hush that not even the president himself knows of this remarkable plan. When interviewed for this piece, the head of NASA stated, "We have a plan. It's a good plan, because we only make good plans here. In fact, we have the best plans. The plans are huge." After further consultation with this scientist, the guide has come to one very definitive conclusion. We are all going to die. Run, you fools! Thank you for joining us on another episode of the Single Dad's Guide to Fake News. We apologize it has been so long since our last video post. I really do intend on going back and making video posts of the previous fake news articles, but things have been a little bit hectic of late. Come to the end of my daughter's school year and having her graduate, it almost seems impossible. Thank you again for all your support, and keep those ideas on fake news articles coming. We hope to see you again next year. So until then, try not to let the real news make that big bottle of pills on your nightstand look appealing.